Welcome to LinguaWire English A2. Today, we have two stories. One about rising oil prices after new US plans about Iran, and another about Belgium's plan to take control of its nuclear power plants. Please follow us so you can practice English every day with the latest episode. For transcripts and quizzes, visit linguawire.com. I am here with Sarah, LinguaWire's world news reporter. Sarah, what happened with oil prices today?
Hello, Daniel. Today, oil prices went up very fast. At one point, the price of Brent crude oil reached $126 a barrel. This is the highest price since 2022, but later the price went down to about $100.
That is a big change. Why did the price go up so much?
The price went up because of a news report about new U.S. military plans. The U.S. Central Command is ready to tell former President Trump about possible attacks on Iran. This news made people worried about oil supplies.
So, the plan is for military action.
Yes, the plan is for a group of short and strong attacks on Iran. The goal is to try to change the situation in talks with Iran. But the U.S. Central Command and the White House have not said anything yet.
Why does this affect oil prices so much?
Because a lot of the world's oil goes through the Strait of Hormuz. This is a narrow waterway near Iran. About 20% of the world's oil and gas pass through there. If there is a problem, oil supply can stop or slow down. This makes prices go up.
I see. What is the situation with the Strait of Hormuz now?
The strait is still mostly closed because of the conflict. This stops oil ships from passing easily. That is why energy prices have been rising this week.
You said the price went down later in the day. Why?
That is because of something called futures contracts. These are agreements to buy or sell oil later at a set price. The current contract for June ended on Thursday. This made some prices go down quickly.
That sounds complicated. What about the effect on people?
The higher oil price means petrol and diesel cost more. For example, in the UK, petrol costs 157 pence per litre now. This is 24 pence more than before the war started. Diesel is even more expensive, at 188.5 pence per litre.
So, drivers pay a lot more now. What could happen next with oil prices?
If the conflict with Iran gets worse, prices could go higher. But if talks start again and the strait opens, prices may fall. It depends on what happens with the conflict and supply.
Thank you, Sarah. That helps us understand the big changes in oil prices today. Now I am with Adam, LinguaWire's energy reporter. Adam, what is new with Belgium's nuclear power plants?
Hello, Daniel. Belgium's government plans to buy its nuclear power plants from the French company Engie. This means the government will take full control of the plants.
Why is Belgium doing this now?
The Prime Minister, Bart de Wever, said the government wants safer and cheaper energy. They also want to depend less on oil and gas from other countries. Taking control of nuclear power helps with this.
I heard Belgium had plans to close these plants. Is that true?
Yes, before, Belgium wanted to close nuclear plants because of safety worries, but now the government will stop closing them. They will keep the plants running longer and may build new ones.
How many nuclear reactors does Belgium have?
Belgium has 7 nuclear reactors. Only 2 are working now at Doel and Tihange. The other 5 were closed between 2022 and 2025, but the government will stop taking apart the closed ones.
When will the government finish the deal with NG?
They want to finish the deal by 1st of October this year. After that, the government will fully own the nuclear plants.
Why does this matter for Belgium's energy future?
This move gives Belgium more control over its energy. It helps keep energy prices steady and supports climate goals. The government says it wants a strong energy system for the future.
What is interesting or surprising about this plan?
One thing people often miss is that this plan changes a law from the early 2000s. That law said no new nuclear plants and limited how long old plants could work. Now Belgium is changing that.
Thank you, Adam. It sounds like a big change for Belgium's energy. Let's look at some useful words from the first story about oil prices. The 3 words are price, contract, and supply. First, price means how much money you pay for something. In the story, the oil price went up to 126 a barrel. For example, the price of bread is low today. Second, contract means a special agreement between people or companies. In the story, futures contracts are agreements to buy or sell oil later. For example, I signed a contract for my new job. Third, supply means the amount of something available. The story said the oil supply can stop if the Strait of Hormuz is closed. For example, the shop has a good supply of fruit. Now, for the second part, let's learn the phrase, take control of. This phrase means to have power over something, or to manage it. People use it when someone starts to manage a company or place. For example, the manager will take control of the project, or the city took control of the new park. This phrase is useful when talking about changes in power or responsibility. That is all for today's language recap. Follow LinguaWire for the latest daily episode and build your daily language habit with us.